Hello. I just want to talk quickly about direct marketing today, and then at the same time use that as a way to talk about email etiquette, which is good. You see, I can multitask. That's what us marketers are good at. We do multiple things at once. Anyway, so direct marketing is when you go up to somebody in person as a marketer, one-on-one, and you tell them something. You market something to them, communicate, talk, whatever it is. So that can be face-to-face through traditional sales techniques, your door-to-door sales and that type of thing, although they've somewhat gone out. And then it's also through things like post and, of course, nowadays email and via social media. And it's rather than having, indirect marketing, which is a billboard or a television advert or maybe a YouTube video, which is impersonal and it's directed at anybody who happens to come across it. Direct marketing, the advantage is that you have more of a relationship. You establish more of a two-way, hopefully, and it seems much more personal. Ideally, you can make it much more relevant as well, and you can target specifically that consumer based on what you know about them. Now, I remember when I was a kid, I used to be really, really jealous of my mum and dad always getting lots of posts. And I always wanted to get something in the post, and I'd go down to the door regularly. There'd never be anything there. And it was very disappointing. So what I actually took on myself to do, I was still only been about 3 or 4, because I've still got these cards, they're quite cute. I'd write on little scrap pieces of paper letters to myself, like, "Dear Brendan, I hope you are okay," that type of thing. God, I was an adorable kid. Anyway, and I'd post it through the letterbox, and I'd knock on the door, and I'd run around the back of the house, and I'd come into the back door, and I'd make my mum go and answer it, and she would have to find this letter. And she'd be like, "Oh, look, Brendan, you've got a letter." And I'd be like, "Yeah, someone likes me, blah, blah, whoever it is." So yeah, that's what I would do. It's kind of what I do now with online dating profiles. I chat to myself from one profile to the other, which is a lot less cute and much more tragic if I start to think about it. So I won't. Anyway, like lots of things, as you get older and you become an adult, the fun gets taken away from it. It gets sucked out. And, nowadays, post is never fun. I don't want any post. It's like, please just walk past my house postman. Don't put anything to the door, because it's always stuff you don't want. Flyers, bills, bank statements showing how you've not got enough money to fund your basic lifestyle. I get paid quite well, but I don't seem to have any fun with my money. Anyway. My laptop's like 4 years old. My shirt is clearly needing renewing. Can't afford a haircut. Can't afford veneers on my teeth. But anyway, so, post's not great. And the direct marketing there doesn't work very well because it's, not welcomed. I don't want it. My recycling bin is already full of paper and cardboard. It's been full for the past 2 weeks and I can't be bothered carrying it out to the green bin because it's 2 flights of stairs and it's always raining these days. So, emails are the same thing. When you're young, it's kind of cool. I remember at school when email first came out, because that's how old I am now, the teachers didn't really know anything about it, so they didn't regulate at all what we did. So we just emailed each other all the time at school, and it counted as an IT lesson. So I think they thought it was good we were being technical. And we were just early internet trolls, abusing each other, obviously. And it's kind of funny. Now it's much more sinister, and I, wouldn't advocate that. But at the time, it was quite amusing. Although I was one of the ones that got, anyway. So, emails were fun. Now I'm an adult, they're not fun. I would say on an average day, I've been looking in my inbox, I must get, just from my work email address, about 30 to 40 emails on a typical day, which is not too bad, as long as you stay on top of it, and you delete them as they come up and as you go along. If you happen to be, away from work for whatever reason, you've gone to a conference or you're having a research day and you just want to switch off from your emails as much as possible, if you're just busy teaching and having meetings and things, and then you come back and you've got piles and piles of emails to catch up on, it's pretty dispiriting. And of course, as we'll all know, because we've all got email addresses, a lot of stuff that you get through email is pointless. It's unimportant, it's a waste of time, it's bad direct marketing, it's often spam, it's just mass communicated to everybody, it's not a one-on-one conversation, it's just anybody whose email address you somehow got a hold of. And then the other side of things is that you often get emails which are a bit stressful, because they have something urgent for an important meeting you suddenly have to go to, or perhaps you have to step in and help somebody, who's got a problem, or, you've made a mistake and you need to, correct it, that sort of thing. I seem to get a lot of those ones. But anyway, so, your emails are frustrating and can be stressful. So, if you are emailing somebody and this, I'm obviously talking within academia, but I imagine that it's similar, if not the same, within industry or even amongst friends and relatives. If you want people to respond to your email, and to do it, promptly and warmly, I think you need to try and do some direct marketing. Apply good direct marketing to that email to make it, stand out a bit and be stress-free and easy to achieve. So, my direct marketing, my emailing tips would be, number one, always put in a headline. You have to have a headline. It's a bit suspicious if you get an email that doesn't have, a subject line, a headline, because that's often what spammers do. They will forget to put that in. So it might get filtered out altogether, and even if it does come into your inbox, it can look a bit iffy. It's also very useful to have a headline because it helps to mentally prepare you before you open the email for what's going to come. So put something specific, concise, tell me what's going to be in the content of that email, so I can already be in the right frame of mind, thinking, okay, this looks semi-urgent, or this is to do with, recruitment, or it's to do with assignments or timetabling, whatever it is. I already know which hat I've got on, ready to address that email. Then make sure the email is polite. I know it sounds a bit fusty, but a dear whoever is a good touch. So in direct marketing, it's very important, if you can, to get the name of the individual and to put dear their name. And obviously, how formal you go with that depends perhaps on the context that you're emailing in, whether you say dear, Dr. Canavan, or dear Brendan, or whatever it is. Depends on your relationship and the sort of impression that you want to put across, the sort of topic that you're dealing with. But generally speaking, more formal topics, maybe if you don't know the person as well, if it's a more formal setting, I'd probably stick with the informal, just for the sake of things, because sometimes people, if you approach them informally, can be quite annoyed. I have an important political friend who, she refuses, it's not Theresa May, sounds like it could be, I should have left that, but she's pretty important. She refuses to accept any emails which are addressed to her first name or which begin with hi or hello. Now, that's a bit strict, and obviously she's quite grand and important and highly paid, so if she's allowed to do that, I don't really mind. But just be careful. And then your email itself, make it quite short and concise, get it out there what you want, and then sign it off with, best regards, best wishes, kind regards, yours sincerely, whatever it is, but finish it off, say thanks and sign off with your name, so that, and people can know who they're talking to. I quite often get emails from people who don't put their name in, and it doesn't have their name in their email address, it just comes up as a student number or perhaps a staff surname, and I don't necessarily know who you are, so make it a bit personal if you can. That just helps for me to pitch my answer. Obviously I'm waffling a bit, so I'll try and stop talking soon, but keep the tone light and cheerful. I do get the odd aggressive email, which is a bit, if I've not responded to you fast, I'm sorry. Something probably came up. It's probably not personal. Don't send me, an aggy second email saying, hey, you didn't respond to me yet. I'm sorry. It's my bad. Whatever. Maybe your first email didn't have a headline and didn't say anything nice. But probably it was just me being lazy and incompetent. So, follow it up. Be patient. Give us time. It can take a while for emails to be replied to. They can get lost in the system. So, if no one's replied for a couple of days, follow it up. If it's urgent, try and swing by their office or maybe contact somebody else. I know not everywhere allows you to turn up in people's offices, but it's maybe worth a try. Sometimes direct phone numbers are made available on the staff database, that sort of thing. Try other avenues as well, because we do all have clogged email inboxes with lots of unwelcome emails, lots of stressful emails. So it's just trying to appreciate that, understand that's the case, and handle it in a way that you think will be successful to get you the result that you want, which in your marketing case is a sale, in your personal case is probably a conversation to begin, a response to a question or an inquiry of some sort. So there you go. Yet again, marketing can be applied in day-to-day life to help make things work better. Right, have a lovely day, everyone. I'm now going to go and clear my inbox of emails. I've got so many red flags. They're like 2 years old, a lot of these red flags. I should just give up on them. I think that urgency has passed after 2 years. You can fly to the moon and back quicker than I can reply to an email sometimes. Whoops.